I don't know, are we recording now or if we're playing, but my son is playing a lot of video games.
I don't know
Like
either. It is what
indulging
it
me,
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, just because he's really into Nintendo games, and I love a lot of the Nintendo games, the old ones especially, and like one of my favorite games ever is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and he loves that game too. And he was like asking me about all the bosses and stuff, and I was like, I can't remember any of these bosses at all. I was like, this is, like when I think about the game, I think this is definitely like one of my favorite games ever. But because I have like played so many games since I played that last, I can't remember anything about the game at all.
The fine
I
details are
think that's
gone.
maybe one of the, yeah, I think that might be one negative about playing so many games is that you don't treasure each game as much as you might,
And you've
because
played a lot of
you're not
games
replaying
recently.
it multiple times and those kind of things.
Yeah, no, you've played a lot recently. So I guess we're in the video. I guess we can just say that officially. We're
Hello. Yeah.
hello.
We're
Um,
in the video.
so
We're
yeah, I
back.
don't
We
know.
did that so that we didn't have to address the awkwardness.
But yeah, I don't know whereabouts our account was the last time we made a video, but it's actually quietly being the most successful trophy hunting year for me in quite a few years. Some big games, different kind of mix of games. So I guess we'll just kind of gloss over what we've been playing and if we'd recommend any of these fine games. So I think the first one that we haven't really spoke about was Split Fiction. That I played with my girlfriend. Excellent split screen local co-op game. Can't really recommend it enough, to be honest. Really, really unique gameplay. Just super charming, and it was actually I'd say a bit more difficult. Not like
Mhm.
Dark Souls difficult or anything like that, but compared to It Takes Two or A Way Out, there's definitely a lot more mechanically going on with it, which is super fun. Um, but then there's like 7 or 8 sections where it's like I would play a whole game with just these mechanics, and then before you know it, they've moved
Mm.
on to something else, or they've like evolved and changed the mechanic and just grown it. Like I absolutely love that element of it. That would probably have been my game of the year if I didn't play Clair Obscur.
Okay.
So we are approximately 5 months too late to actually talk about this game, but
Yeah.
you've played it as well. I mean, what, what, what,
Yeah. It
what,
was a
what do
great
you
game.
think? Yeah,
I actually funny because literally just talking about Paper Mario, there's actually a lot of similarities between Clair Obscur and Paper Mario in terms
you're
of the
mad for
battle
Paper
system. It's like,
Mario today. I think you need to
yeah,
replay it. It's
it's
on your
very
mind.
similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
very similar, and even like the badge system in Paper Mario is similar to the Pictos in Clair Obscur. Um,
It
and
took me
like
so
people think,
it's
oh, Clair Obscur,
it's just so embarrassing. Sorry for cutting you off. It's so embarrassing how long it took me to actually cop onto the Pictos. I was like
yeah,
4 or 5 hours in before I even realized what the Pictos were, how you actually use them. And I was just like,
mm,
oh, that's what they are. Like that, it was pretty shocking, to be honest.
yeah, no, the same. I think there was definitely bits in it that I was a little bit foggy on until I figured it out. But yeah, the Pictos thing is just like Paper Mario, and people were like, "Oh, the game is so unique and it's such a great unique battle system with like parries and stuff." But it's like, yeah, Mario's been doing that for decades.
You're
Like
like
all
sitting
the
there,
Mario
it's been
RPGs
done.
have that.
It's been done.
Yeah.
It's been done.
But anyway, it was excellent and it was great fun. I love the story of it. I think that was the sleeper hit of it the most. I was just really gripped with the story. I really like I thought I knew what was going to happen and then it completely didn't happen like I thought it was going to. So yeah, I really enjoyed Clair Obscur.
It was
Definitely my game of the year so far.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Game of the year, and it was more just the performances, the dialogue, just the music as well. all of that and the graphical style, just it was just gorgeous, like so unbelievably gorgeous. And Charlie Cox randomly decided to do a video game and gave a great performance, but everyone did, like Luna, CL, Monaco, like just all these great characters. And like I was never the biggest Final Fantasy fan. Like some of them, okay, connected with me, more so than others. And then playing a game like Clair Obscur made me realize, oh, it's not that I don't really like this style of RPG. It's just I just didn't connect with the characters or the worlds. Like it's obviously fantastical and fantasy and everything like that, but it's so grounded with the characters. You really believe them. Like they're just so naturalistic. And I did really enjoy the combat. I loved just how my L was. You could just make her an absolute nuke in combat. And just, there was pros and cons to each kind of play style. And I don't know, just game of the year. And also trophy wise, just a very nice balanced list as well. Got to give it props. Just a good trophy list for such a game.
Yeah, I thought so too. I enjoyed the cleanup because you could make it so easy by just smushing everyone. Um,
Hmm.
Maybe the only like criticism to that is that the game got like too easy at the end. But like
Yeah,
up
yeah.
until the end, I was having a lot of fun, and I thought that the combat was fairly challenging. So, I think I personally love when the game lets you just go crazy and go
Go
like
ham.
infinitely strong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I like that.
And then between Split Fiction and Clair Obscur, I played Dying Light 2. It was on sale, and I played Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy, very mediocre in fairness. Like music's good, the setting, the world, but I don't even know why I really went for it because I think it was on sale, and it was I hadn't actually played like an open world game of that style in a while. Kind of like I'd call it like the Assassin's Creedy kind of style. So I kind of went in going, look, for €5 or whatever it was, gave it a go. Heinous trophies. If you're into the trophies, of course, where it's like you need to get to a certain point of the story as each house. That was kind of annoying, and I did that just. I was like, I'll take my time with it, but I ended up just going, I just want to get it done. Not like a bad game, just a very like if you remove the setting from it and that kind of thing, it's just the bones of it are very uninspired. Dying Light 2 actually had a lot of fun with it. Just the parkour mechanics are just as fun as I remember in the first game. There was a very annoying trophy that you had to run or travel 960 kilometers, I think it was. Which it was rubber band time because I think by the time I finished every other trophy, I think I covered a distance of maybe 300 or 400 kilometers. And if you travel in the glider, which is almost a necessity because one of the areas is like a cityscape where like skyscrapers and stuff. It's fantastic, but the parkour mechanics kind of break down when the buildings are on that scale. Whereas in the first game they were quite low and you could easily navigate the rooftops. So they obviously had to bring in the glider. But if you travel with the glider, it doesn't count towards the distance traveled. So I mainly just use that as a mode of transport because why wouldn't I? So it was nothing that leaving the game on and me running in circles overnight couldn't fix. But overall, like I actually for the price, if you have a couple of people to play with, it's super super fun, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then it was Death Stranding, another game that we've both played. I got that just like 2 weeks ago. What did you think of Death Stranding 2?
I think I really enjoyed it. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. Um, mainly due to story reasons, I wasn't as like gripped by it.
Same,
I
same, yeah.
really liked Tomorrow and Tarman, and the characters are cool and stuff, but the the bad guy, I guess, or kind of the secret
Troy
villain,
Baker.
like the Mads Mikkelsen. It was sorry, yeah,
Oh,
Baker
yeah,
in it really
Snake. You
annoyed
mean
me.
Snake?
Snake, yeah, the real Snake.
hmm
He just felt so like rehashed, and I was like, I kind of like, I knew again it was going to be something like the Mads Mikkelsen twist in the first game.
hmm
Spoiler alert to anyone, I guess. Maybe we should
The
like
game's
pop a
been out a
spoiler
while.
alert on
It,
the
it's
screen.
it, it's been
It's been
out a
out a
while.
while, yeah.
Yeah. So like
But
my
yeah,
spoilers for Death Stranding 2. I completely agree. I think the gameplay is still so wonderfully unique and addictive. Um, the only thing I would say it's objectively more fun. The coffin board, um, and just other little tweaks to the original formula. But I did spend the majority of the time just in the pickup truck.
yeah, me
Um,
too.
like there wasn't the same motivation to kind of use the climbing anchors, to use the ladders, to meticulously kind of plan and navigate the terrain.
Yeah.
Um, which I think took away from the kind of like the essence of the first game, where it felt like such a reward when you finally got to the your destination and it's like, here's your FedEx package. You wouldn't believe what I had to do to get it here. Um, but it's pros and cons. You can still decide to play the game that way, but ultimately, once you upgrade the tires for the pickup truck where it can drive up a vertical face, you don't really need to use anything else. But I think the only thing I definitely think is worse is the story. Like they introduce all these characters, and it feels like a rehash or it like alludes to something more. Um, and it feels like what you see is like, first of all, there's very little story development until like chapter 9 or 10, and then there's just 2 chapters of exposition that's just throwing everything at you, and then the characters are supposed to be at this point where they're so close and like a unit and like, oh, you can't tear us apart, but they've barely interacted throughout the course of the whole game. Dollman,
Mm-hmm.
cool character. I thought it was something akin to God of War. What's the guy, the head? What's he called?
Yeah, Mimir.
Mimir. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a thing where it's like, okay, Kojima's played God of War. He's like, oh, Mimir, because that's a cool kind of thing to have. And I like his initial scene where it's like, oh, the bottom. Sam, are you serious? I'm like, haha, yeah, I get you. Um, but they didn't really talk throughout the game. Dollman's role is literally just to say what you should do, and then it's like in the little room that you can kind of talk to him. But I felt like in a weird way that was like, okay, it doesn't really suit that type of game, non-linear,
Mm.
kind of open to have that sort of dynamic there where it's like they've had days traveling together in awkward silence. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just felt like there was no connective tissue between these scenes. Things just happened, and moments were like undercut. And yeah, and like the ninja, my last rant about Death Strand, then I'm done. Just when I saw the ninja, I'm like, okay, Hideo, you've done this before. Like, it felt like a rehash of all of his kind of big hits just thrown into one. Um,
Hmm.
Still, ultimately, a very good game, but I was expecting more because it started so strongly.
Yes, it
Um,
did. Yeah.
but yeah, and the cleanup trophy wise, if you're looking to play it, there is a hell of a cleanup to get all the facilities to 5 stars. But pro tip: don't deliver everything at once. Deliver one thing at a time because you'll lose that progress if you just deliver 16 orders at once. It's better just to do it like 1 or 2 to get the next star because it can only activate 1 star in one interaction. So, and then
Yeah.
get your star, then go back in, deliver 2, 3 more or whatever, get the next one, and then just to speed up the process.
Agreed. Yeah. I think with Troy Baker, like I think he's fantastic voice actor, but I think we have to stop trying to make voice act or like actor Troy Baker happen. It's just not going to happen. Like,
Yeah, he was eye rolling. Like even just it was like Troy Baker doing his best Joker impersonation. And I was just like, was he that big a deal in the first game? I mean, Mads, yes, he had the presence, the aura, as the kids say, but Troy Baker showing up in a goofy red uniform, just yeah, just didn't do it for me. And we, as you said, we'll let him play a character as opposed to, oh look, it's Troy Baker. Look at him, isn't he fantastic? Anyway, we shit on it long enough. You would actually think I enjoyed it. I did actually enjoy it, but all the potential for something more was there. Um, and then after
yeah,
that, I recently platted Silent Hill 2, the remake. I won't dwell too much on that. It is a very good remake. It's very Unreal Engine-y. There is something kind of lost, like the little grit and essence of the original, but it is a very, very good remake, and I did enjoy platting it. And I think the only other two I'm working on at the moment is the Oblivion remake, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. 3 and 4, it's the solo tour trophy. You essentially need to do the story or career mode like 29 times, which, yeah, I'll take my time with that. I'm in no rush. Like, it's a decent remake. I know the kind of controversy over 4 being fundamentally changed. Um, but like I guess to make a one seamless package that they're so different and it's already so cheap. Like if you liked 1 and 2, you will enjoy 3 and 4. And I think that maybe they went for that to get newer people in. So if there's anyone younger that has no experience with the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I feel like they wouldn't really realize anything has changed. I do think it's a bit shit that they changed the zoo level to just a competition level. For those who know, they know. Um, that's a bit disappointing, and I would have preferred a faithful remake of 4. But the package that they got, I still enjoy it for what it is. But it could have been a lot better with a bit more time and money. And that is essentially what I've been playing. So what about you, Dan? I feel like
very nice.
you've played a good bit more. What a surprise!
Um, I've definitely played a few more games, but nothing crazy this year. I haven't gone like insane. Um, I there was a few months at the start of the year where I didn't really play anything because we were moving, so that was kind of
Mm-hmm.
all I
As you can
was
see by
doing
the
for like three
sexy new
months.
setup. Look at that sexy new setup.
Yeah.
You're no longer in
Well, I'm
the
not in the kitchen
kitchen.
anymore, which is good. Yeah. Which is a plus. I'm now in an unfinished room with no doors, but at least it's not the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, like I played quite a cool selection of games, I think. Obviously Clair Obscur and Death Stranding. I think they're the only two games we share in common this year so far.
I think so,
I
yeah.
played Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 was super cool because I wanted to play that for a long time and I finally got around to it. And then a lot of the other games I played were mainly like the smaller games at least were mainly like PS Plus games, games that came out with PS Plus or ones that I got. So like the new Prince of Persia games, I played the both of those ones. Played Oblivion as well, RoboCop, Viewfinder, Indica, Sword of the Sea. So like loads of PS Plus games. But the thing I spent the most time on this year so far was Age of Empires 2. And I got the 100% of that, which is 332 trophies.
It
That
broke
took
your account.
it literally broke my account. Yeah. Absolutely actually just made my account not work anymore properly on PSNP. Um, but I had an absolute blast playing that game. Like it's so much fun. Getting all
It's
the
one of my
trophies.
favorite games of all time, but
Yeah, it's
the
definitely in my
list is
top.
crazy.
It's definitely in my top 10 or 15. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure where I'd place it, but it's definitely up there. The list is crazy. it's crazy fun. Like I had a great time playing it, and I kept feeling like, oh, I think I might be like kind of burning out with this game. And then the next day I'd start it up again, and I'd like completely forget about that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd be able to do like 3 or 4 campaign missions a day, and then I was like, no, I think I'm done with this. And then the next day I'd be like, oh, more Age of Empires, let's go.
You knocked it out very quickly. Like, were you what, fourth, fifth in the world to get the 100%?
There was like a few bug trophies, so that stopped a few people from getting it. So I'm not really sure like where or when. I definitely wasn't first anyway, and there was
You were
loads of people
fourth.
waiting.
You were fourth. According to PSN profiles, there might be someone out there that got
Nice.
all the
Nice.
trophies and for some reason isn't on PlayStation profiles, but you were fourth.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like,
No,
like
no, it was a good
yeah.
fun game. I had a good time playing that again. But like we played that to death, especially
Oh yeah,
the
on
multiplayer
Steam.
on
Yeah, you
Steam.
see
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like of all the games, that I would consider like my favorites. That's probably one that I've played the most and like consistently since like 2000. I had the disc version. It's somewhere out there with my PS1 games. I got the HD edition on Steam. Like I've probably clocked in like 1,500 hours easily, like across all the different time frames. We'd often have Age of Empires nights, Wonder Boy, where we'd throw people build a wonder and just reinforce the shit out of it. And just, but yeah, like I feel like that's a game that even though I'm a staunch PlayStation fan, it feels just right on PC.
Yeah.
But I know you were saying that the controls were really intuitive and really, really well done. But I feel
Yeah.
like just the combination of the fact that the list, I know I want to go for the 100%, and I
Yeah.
respect the hell out of you for getting it. But it's like I've put so much time into that game anyway,
Yeah.
and predominantly on PC that I feel like I'm okay not going for that. And
Yeah.
what out of the small indie games would there be a standout for you that you're like, you should play that?
I would say like I had fun with pretty much all of them. Like I finished Viewfinder yesterday, and I thought that had such a cool mechanic. It was like really cool how the game worked. But the one I've enjoyed the most is the Rogue Prince of Persia game, which is
Hmm.
like it's like the Dead Cells developers made a Prince of Persia game, so it's quite similar to Dead Cells. I'd say it's like a Dead Cells meets Hades kind of game.
Hmm.
Um, I had a blast playing that game. It was great fun. Really surprised me. There are 2 bugged trophies in it, so I'm waiting for those to be fixed to get the platinum. But it was a really fun game for anyone who likes any roguelite kind of games. It's a definite play. I preferred it over the Lost Crown, Prince of
Hmm.
Persia, which is also an excellent game. So I would say that these 2 Prince of Persia games are the best Ubisoft games I've played in 15, 20 years, possibly.
That's high praise, or is it?
Is it? Yeah, or is it?
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I don't know.
maybe Black Flag. I might give the edge to Black Flag, possibly just for the whole package because it was such a big game. But
Was Child of Light Ubisoft?
it was, yeah,
I really enjoyed Child of Light. I'd say that'd be the last one that I can really
yeah,
remember. Um,
yeah. It's tough. Maybe like I'd give like the best of all time Ubisoft game to maybe something like Splinter Cell or something like that. But
Pandora
this was
Tomorrow.
really good.
Pandora
Yeah, all the
Tomorrow.
Splinter Cell games are
That
great.
was always my go-to. Um, what
Yeah.
did you think of Lives or Lies of P?
I thought that was like it's the closest non From Software Souls game to the quality of a From Software game. So I was like pleasantly surprised. I'd heard a lot of people say this is the best Souls-like game, and I think definitely in terms of polish. The only thing is like it's pretty much a one for one copy. Um,
Hmm.
it's very similar to Bloodborne in terms of how the game works itself. I would say like there's not a huge amount in it that's like super innovative. You know, you're not going like, wow, this is like, you know, From Software should really add this in. You're just like, oh yeah, this is a really, really good quality Souls game. So, yeah, I had a great time with it. I think it's a great game, but like I wouldn't be like, you know, it hasn't like reinvented the wheel at all, you know?
So for better or worse, it's a Soulsborne game.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that caught my eye a while ago. Like maybe at some point I'll play it. It's on the list. Like I was probably going to my initial plan was be playing Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. Um, but I've opted to I cancelled my pre-order.
Which I was
Not for
very
the re
surprised about.
Yeah, not for the reason you'd expect, right? It was essentially just economics. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Fair.
can see this here. I decided to get the collector's edition of Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. Okay. A lot of people might say, well, that was a
Hmm.
stupid decision in hindsight, you know. But I always just wanted like a proper Tony Hawk Birdhouse deck because those skateboarding games, in terms of music and like, you know, friendships, they're like a big part of the childhood, you know. So I'm just like, you know, at some point I will mount that board on a wall. I just always wanted it. So I'm like, okay, well, a birdhouse board is, I don't know, like 50 or 60 or 80, or I don't even really know. So I'm like, I'm essentially getting the game for 50. So I pre-ordered it and it was 120 euro, right?
Hmm.
So I got it. And then about a week and a half later, the retailer where I bought that from, the collector's edition was then reduced to 100. And you know, I'm like, look, you know what? I secured my deck. I got the purple board, which was my preference. Like, like sometimes it was better just to be safe. You know, this is just the risk you take.
Yeah.
And then, a week after that, it was reduced further to 80, and that's what I got slightly
Fair.
peeved because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that's like a 40 to 50 euro discrepancy in price in two
Yeah.
weeks. That's like a Clair Obscur size difference. That just pissed me
Hmm.
off. So the deluxe edition or whatever, the mid-tier edition of Snake Eater Delta, um, that was 100 euro. So I was just looking at it going, you know what? I'm just going to take my chances and just get it reduced. Like I'm still not really like a big pre-order guy. You know, I feel like this would probably
Hmm.
be the vast majority of the things that I've actually pre-ordered. You know, like the anniversary controller, which I'm saving for GTA 6. That's when that's going to be
Nice.
unwrapped. You know, Spider-Man 2, that this I got for 10 euro. It was cheaper than the actual Splinter Cell. It's not really, you know, I don't know what happened. It was 10 euro and the blacklist was 20. But yeah, so it was quite, I don't think that's ever really happened where I had like two pre-orders on the go. That's just not me. Um
Hmm.
but yeah, I've decided that I'm just going to wait. Like it appears to be a very good remake of my favorite game of all time, so of course I will play it. But that's why I'm not playing
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3 because I feel like just the fact that I always bring it up, maybe one person in the crowd might be going, "I thought, why isn't he played
Yeah.
Snake Eater?" That's he's always
I was
talking
thinking
about it.
that, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fair.
yeah. But I would say going forward, I'll be slowly tidying up Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, just taking that if I fancy 20 minutes here and there. You know, it's you know, an easier plat, I think, than 1 and 2. It's just slightly more convoluted. And I'll tidy up Oblivion, and after that, honestly, I think I'll be going to PS2 for a while. Um,
Okay.
if Snake Eater hasn't been reduced in price. Like, come on. It'd be my luck that it'll be sold out everywhere and never reduce in price. But yeah, there's just I want to play Dark Watch and Second Sight on PS2 because you know I've been slowly collecting games that I wish I could have played back in the day. And I feel like, there's a bit of a gap in games that I'm.
Watch.
Yes, that's the one. So I might just kick it retro for a while. And that's kind of it. Yeah. So what about you? What are you going to be working on?
I'm constantly refreshing the store today for Silk Song. To
Hmm.
try and see. I think it was supposed to be up for sale like an hour and a half ago, and it still isn't. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It's delayed for another 7 years, but I'll play Silk Song
They're like,
when
who's this
when
one
it
guy
drops.
waiting?
Yeah, and I started Cyberpunk as well, so that'll keep
Big
me
game.
busy,
Big
keep
game.
me busy for a while. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty much it. I haven't any huge aspirations this year to like reach any milestones or anything like that. I'd love to get to like my next kind of square mosaic, which is what 22 by 22.
Hmm.
So 484, I think. Is that maths right? I don't know.
I think so.
Um,
Your average rarities come down a good bit. We're both on 38. You're 38.66. I'm 38.01. Um,
nice. Yeah.
and you're 400 or
Yeah, there's
467 plats, level 700, and I'm
467.
187 and level 498. So I'm almost at 500, which is nice. I don't think that's the
Nice.
gold tier yet, though.
Yeah.
Their little star thing of the trophy.
Yeah.
I think I'll get another outline
Yeah.
around the silver rank.
600.
Um, but overall,
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
fairly happy. There's only 4 games, I think, or 3 games left in my account that I can actually get the platinum in. Um, well, 2, Evil Within, just Evil Within
You
and
forgot
FIFA
about that
2.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Oblivion and Tony Hawk's, and look, maybe something will pop up on a sale. But I think going retro or maybe play some smaller indie games. In fairness, I was recommended. I think it's called Bramble.
Oh yeah, yeah. That came out last year. I think that's a cool game. It's like a
Yeah,
horror one.
yeah. That looks pretty cool. So if I do go kind of on an indie thing, I'll probably be using your trophy list as a guide. But Bramble
Yeah.
looks pretty cool. And the Finder sounds really cool as well. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll play some kind of smaller games, but that's generally it. Um, yeah, that's what we've been up to.
That's it. Yeah. All quiet in the world of Platchums, unfortunately. Or
Quiet, but
fortunately.
yeah, no, it's I think we've just been quietly playing away, really. As I said,
Bit.
like seven plats this year. Plague Tale Requiem, Split Fiction, Dying Light 2, Hogwarts, Clair Obscur, Death Stranding 2, and Silent Hill 2. So I'm fairly happy with that. I'm kind of just quietly, it's the most completion I've gotten to in quite a few years again. So yeah, still just trickling away.
Yeah, I'd love to get the completion up to 95. Possibly I'm at 94 and a half now, so maybe this year. Maybe that'll be my goal. Try and get that to
Yeah, I,
95.
I saw you loaded up Limbo on the Vita.
I did. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
sitting in bed on Saturday morning. I was like, I need to play something, and I had that like downloaded from PS Plus a million years ago. So I was like, I think I'd seen something on Inside. I was watching a video, and Inside came up, and I was like, oh, I have to play. I still have never played Limbo, so I was like, I'll play it. I got all the trophies except the no death run so
You're
far.
like less than
Um,
5 deaths or something.
yeah, I tried it twice so far, and I died like relatively early, or like I
Hmm.
got my first death, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to keep going. So I think I might do like maybe one or two more practice runs of that, maybe like on
Yeah.
Saturday morning or something when I'm just chilling out, and I'll yeah, I'm not super pushed about that one, even if it stays
Yeah,
at 90. I'm happy.
it is very doable. Like I've got the 100%, so I feel like that should be a testament to You know, I feel like if you can get through from what I remember, if you can get through like the first third of the game,
Okay,
you'll be kind of fine, you know, unless you get like very quick back-to-back deaths, you know, stupidly, you can just keep pushing on.
sure.
But
There was
I'd
definitely
say,
some
you know,
bullshit deaths I felt when I played the game the
yeah,
first
yeah,
time. I was like,
yeah.
damn, really? You know?
Or like the
Um,
collision detection, you know, the spider, where it's like he was nowhere near
yes.
me. Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
I'd say you can get it. But look, thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you've been playing or any recommendations, and sure, we'll catch you in the next one.
See you soon.
Look.
Platchums